Here is your Radio Theater Channel weekly podcast for download. The RTC still has the very best old-time radio on the live streaming. And if it's music you love, tune in to the RTC Music Channel, where this link and many others are on our website at oldtimeradiolisten.com. Now, here's Jim.
Welcome to this edition of the RTC Weekly Download. I'm your host, Jim Dolan. Today we have a few programs that you might be interested in listening to. We'll start off with Halls of Fantasy, Dance of the Devil Dolls. Then it's Bing Crosby and Jack's Birthday Party from 1953. Now, Dance of the Devil Dolls.
And now, the Hall of Fantasy. Welcome to the Hall of Fantasy. Welcome to the series of radio dramas dedicated to the supernatural, the unusual, and the unknown. Come with me, my friends. We shall descend to the world of the unknown and forbidden, down to the depths where the veil of time is lifted, and the supernatural reigns as king. Come with me and listen to the tale of The Dance of the Devil Dolls.
Hello? Anyone out here?
You don't think...
I don't know what to think, Chuck. We'd better take a good look around.
There's something strange about this whole setup. I don't know... Emery.
What? Look. It's him. Come on. No wonder he didn't answer us, Chuck.
You mean?
That's right. He's dead.
In just a moment, the Hall of Fantasy will present The Dance of the Devil Dolls. And now for our story. An original tale of fantasy by Richard Thorne entitled The Dance of the Devil Dolls.
Have you heard of avoutement? Literally, the word means face image. The practice of avoutement is as ancient as Egypt and Assyria, and still found from Ceylon to the United States, Europe to Africa, South America to Scandinavia. A figure is made to resemble that of a hated enemy, then methodically injured or destroyed, resulting in pain and death for its human counterpart. Charles and I had gone up for a weekend of fishing. Saturday night at dusk, when the sky had dulled from blue to gray, and the gray was shading darker every minute, we were walking back up to the cabin.
Not a bad haul, huh, Emery?
For you, not for me. I'll bet you the smallest of those three bass weighs over 4 pounds. What bait were you using?
Oh, a spoon. Fish just wouldn't leave it alone. Anyway, we'll have a good fish dinner tonight.
And maybe tomorrow my luck will change.
Well, I hope so.
What time is it?
About 9. We've been out 5 hours.
Chuck,
Yeah?
there's someone coming down the trail towards us.
Where? Oh, yes, I see.
Can't be going down to fish this late.
Oh, you can't tell. Some guys really get the bug. There's a guy I know named Lloyd Erskine who will fish off...
Excuse me, gentlemen.
He means us.
Wonder what he wants.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I lost something. I wonder if you found it.
I don't know what you're looking for, mister, but we haven't found it, whatever it is.
Perhaps you saw it lying on the ground. It was a doll.
A doll?
Yes, about 12 inches tall. It looked something like me.
I'm sorry, we haven't seen it. Of course, you can always buy your daughter
It doesn't belong to my daughter.
Oh. Well, we haven't seen it.
Are you staying at a cabin on this lake?
Yes.
Only until tomorrow night.
It's right at the head of the trail up there. You must have passed it as you started down.
If by any chance you do come across it, I'll stop in before I leave this area, if you don't mind.
Well, that's perfectly all right.
Thank you, gentlemen. I must have the doll for the dance tonight, or the old woman will be angry.
Well, what do you make of that?
Search me.
He talked so strangely. I must have the doll for the dance tonight, or the old woman will be angry. I think he's off his rocker.
Well, it's not our worry, Emery. Come on, let's go.
We went back up to our cabin, cleaned the fish, and had one of those fish dinners you talk about for years. It was about 11 o'clock, and we'd started to go to bed, intending to get up as early as possible the next morning when there was a knock on the door.
I wonder who that is.
I don't know, but we'll soon find out. Oh, it's you.
Yes. May I come in?
Of course.
I see you found the doll.
Yes. I wanted to let you know that I had.
Well, thanks for telling us.
Now I must take him to the dance.
Well, the dance ought to be just about over.
Oh, no, it hasn't begun yet.
You'd better get there or your wife will be angry.
You misunderstood me. I said the old woman, not my wife. You see, I'm not married.
Oh.
I hope you'll forgive me. I see that you're just about ready to retire, but I'm afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
The old woman is already angry with me. I told her I'd lost the doll, and she swore that if I didn't find it, she'd kill me. That's why I've come to you. If you hear that I'm dead tomorrow, that I committed suicide, you'll know it's not the truth. If I could only get in touch with Dr. George Kaltman, he could help, but I'm caught up in something I can't stop, and it's too late to get out now. I've tried, but... Oh, my head!
You dropped your doll.
I didn't drop it. She caused it to move. She doesn't want me to talk. I've said too much already. I must go now.
Here's your doll.
Thank you. Remember what I told you. If I'm dead tomorrow, it's murder. Good night, gentlemen.
After he dropped the doll, did you get a good look at him, Chuck?
Yeah.
The doll hit the floor on its forehead. A few seconds later, there was a heavy bruise on the right side of his forehead.
You know, he said if he was found dead tomorrow, that it would be murder.
It was about 11:30 when we finally got to bed. We'd opened the windows of the cabin. The sound of the alarm clock we brought with us mingled with that of the crickets outside.
The old woman said you must die.
I heard something. I didn't know what it was. It sounded strangely like words, but they were uttered in a voice so tiny and shrill that I thought I was imagining things. But then, I heard his voice.
No, I won't die. They'll help me.
Emery,
I didn't know you were awake.
I couldn't sleep. I thought I heard a tiny little voice.
I
Be
thought...
quiet.
They go.
The old woman will take care of them, too.
But I'm not going to die. I'm not going to...
Back now to our story. An original tale of fantasy by Richard Thorne entitled The Dance of the Devil Dolls.
Charles and I had retired for the night, but neither of us could sleep. Suddenly, from outside, we heard the voice of the man we'd met earlier, and another voice, high and shrill, and somehow deadly.
The old woman will take care of them, too.
But I'm not going to die. I'm not going to...
What's going on out there?
We'd better take a look.
There's a pair of pants and some shoes on.
Remember what he said about dying?
Yeah. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Beginning to think that guy belongs in an institution.
Maybe, maybe not. I think his scream came from the left.
I'll take a look over there, then. Didn't tell us his name, did he?
No.
Well, I'll try calling him. Anybody out here? Hello? Anyone out here? You don't think...
I don't know what to think, Chuck. We'd better take a good look around.
Something strange about this whole setup. I don't know it. Emery.
What? Look. It's him. Come on. No wonder he didn't answer us, Chuck.
You mean...
That's right. He's dead.
That little doll that looks so much like him. I don't see it anywhere around.
Neither do I. You know, Chuck, it sounds crazy to say it, but that shrill, high little voice we heard...
You're letting this thing run wild with your imagination, Emery. Even though it looked like him, it's just a doll, nothing else.
It had to be my imagination, of that I was sure. But the mere thought of it, of the doll which so resembled the man with its shining face and beady little eyes, caused a strange sense of apprehension and fear to come across me. And I glanced out into the darkness and saw only the lumbering shadows of the trees and heard the rustle of their leaves as they brushed together. I saw nothing, yet I had the feeling that something with beady little eyes was watching us. We notified the authorities. They came out, found no evidence of foul play, and diagnosed his death as being caused by heart failure. Our luck was exceptionally bad out on the lake Sunday, and we drove home that night, speaking but little, thinking only of what had happened the night before. About 10 days after we returned to the city, both Charles and I were home one evening. We shared an apartment together, and that night neither of us had anything to do. We were playing gin rummy.
One more hand like that and you'll be out, you lucky dog.
It was pure skill, my friend. No luck involved. Cut?
No, I trust you.
It's a good thing Pamela stood you up tonight.
She knew that you wanted a gin partner.
Don't be humorous. Proposed to her yet?
No, but I'm working on it. You know, you deal like a card shark. I have nothing but...
Expecting anyone?
No, you.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'll see who it is.
Whoever it is, get rid of him. I got a good hand.
Coming right up.
Is this the residence of Mr. Emery Ryerson and Mr. Charles Hunter?
Yes, it is, but...
I have a package for you.
Are you expecting a package, Emery?
Just bills, no packages.
It's for both of you.
All right, I'll take it.
Thank you. And good evening, sir.
Oh, yes, good evening. It's an old woman. She had a package for us.
Well, set it down on the table and open it, man. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
So I'll open it. Oh, it's wrapped very well.
Maybe it's a bottle of scotch.
Who is be sending us a bottle of...
Someone has a real fine sense of humor.
It's like the doll that fellow had with him.
It's the same doll. Notice that little nick out of its forehead? That happened when he dropped it on the floor.
What are we going to do with it?
I don't know.
We can keep it, I suppose.
Well, let's get back to the game.
No, I'm not in the mood now. You know, Emery, I can't help but remember what he said.
The man who died?
Yes. He said I must have the doll for the dance tonight, or the old woman will be angry.
Yes, that's right. What brought that back to your mind?
The woman who delivered this package.
We put the lid back on the box and left it on the kitchen table with the cards we'd been using. Neither of us entered the kitchen again that evening. We went to bed a short time after 12. Again, I was restless and couldn't sleep. I had the same feeling I'd had that night in the cabin. And I remembered the words I'd heard spoken in that unearthly little voice.
The old woman will take care of them, too.
And I wondered if I'd only imagined those words, or whether they had actually been uttered by the creature in the box in the other room. It was then I heard it, like a thin, reedy piping. It sounded like music, a rhythmic, discordant melody I'd never heard before. And then I heard another sound.
Emery?
Yes?
Am I going crazy?
I hear it, too. I think we'd better see what it is.
All right. I don't like this, Emery.
It sounds
I
like...
know what it sounds like. Emery.
I can't believe my eyes.
The box is open. And the little doll, Emery. It's moving. It's dancing on the table.
Back now to our story. An original tale of fantasy by Richard Thorne entitled The Dance of the Devil Dolls.
Charles and I couldn't believe our eyes, for the scene before us was as bizarre and fantastic as the wildest dream of an insane imagination.
It's moving. It's dancing on the table.
Yes, I see it.
This is something that I'm going to destroy that thing.
Be careful. Look out, Chuck. It's running.
Going to get it if it's the last thing I do.
It's running over toward the window.
It's gone. Gone through the glass.
Maybe it's down there on the sidewalk.
It's possible, but that's a 2-story drop.
I can't see it.
No, Emery. It's gone. They turned again to the old woman.
The man who had died had mentioned a name that night in the cabin. The name of Dr. George Kaltman. Now it came back into my mind. Kaltman was associated with occult research. If Kaltman could have helped the man who died, perhaps he could explain what was happening to us. We got in touch with him and made an appointment for the following evening.
You have told me everything that has happened. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yes, everything.
We'd like to know what it all means.
Well, I shall explain it to you as best I can. Have either of you ever heard of envoûtement?
No.
Not that I recall.
Well, envoûtement is the practice of making little dolls to resemble a hated enemy, and then methodically injuring or destroying it, thus bringing about either pain or death, or both, in the doll's human counterpart.
Dr. Colton, this doll we saw last night, it moved, it danced.
I know. What you witnessed last night was the dance of the devil dolls.
You say these dolls bring about pain or death, Dr. Kaltman. Why should we be singled out?
The man who died told you about the old woman. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Therefore, you must be destroyed. She feels that you are dangerous to her, that you know too much. Undoubtedly, the woman you saw last night, Mr. Hunter, was the manipulator, controller of the little figures. Since you saw her, she has probably made little figures of both of you. But before it will live and be subject to her will, she must have a part of you, a lock of your hair, a fingernail clipping, anything that will make yours and the doll's identities one and the same.
What should we do?
Go back to your apartment. I shall return with you. She will send the little doll back to your apartment tonight. I'm sure of that. We must capture the doll, for it is the only thing that will lead us to her.
Kaltman, Charles, and I returned to our apartment and took up our vigil in the bedroom, for that was the place the doll and the old woman would expect us to be. We made dummies of the extra blankets and arranged the beds so it looked as if we were sleeping.
You left the apartment door unlocked?
Yes.
But why? It only makes it easier for it to enter.
That is what we must do. One way or the other, the doll would find means of entrance. If not tonight, then another. You have no idea what those little creatures are capable. Listen. It is coming. Be quiet. Wait until it is in here. Then close the bedroom door and put on the lights.
We understand.
Now, quiet. Now! Catch it quickly!
There it is over there. This time it won't get away.
Don't let it get near the window!
I've got it.
Quickly, put it in here! Ah, there. We have it.
Now, what do we do?
The doll will lead us to the doll woman.
You mean now? Tonight?
Yes, Mr. Ryerson. She will know that we have captured her little messenger if it does not return in a few hours, and she will be prepared to stop us. We must find her, destroy her if need be, before she has a chance to destroy you.
Then began one of the strangest sights I've ever seen. Kaltman took the doll out of the box in which we'd imprisoned it, tied its arms and legs while it writhed and twisted in his hand. Then he began speaking to it.
Here's my
softly, rhythmically, slowly putting it into a hypnotized sleep. The eyelids of the little figure finally closed, and it was in an hypnotic trance.
Sleep and tell me. Now, listen to me. You must tell me where your mistress is. You must tell me where your mistress is.
The house of dolls.
The House of Dolls.
It's a strange answer.
Not so strange, my friends. I know what it means.
What is it?
She's a diabolical person, this doll woman. The House of Dolls is a toy shop with rare and unusual dolls. What better place to hide? No one would suspect what was behind those burning eyes of hers. I myself have purchased dolls for my little granddaughter from her. We must go there immediately. We have no time to lose. This is the place.
Let's go. Right. It's past 2. There's no one on the streets.
All the better. Try the door. It's open. Probably waiting in the rear of the shop was a creature she sent out.
Well, let's go in.
As quietly as possible. We must catch her by surprise.
All right. There's a light coming from beneath that door back there.
That is where we must go. Listen. It is the dance of the devil dolls.
The door's ajar. They're in there. I can see them.
Yes, so do I. Be quiet.
And soon, my children, you will be joined by 2 others. And then, no one can harm you. For when the new doll returns, he will bring with him what I need for the spell of the dancers.
We must take her now.
And they will join you in the dance of the
Satan.
devil doll.
Now!
What are you doing here?
We've come to stop you. Look out, Bolton. She has a gun. So have I. She is dead. She will cause no more harm.
Seems strange to see those little creatures on the floor. All of them so quiet and still. And just a short while ago.
They were participating in the dance of the devil dolls.
Yes.
Do not feel pity for them, Mr. Hunter. The dolls did not really live. They were a creation of evil, sparked by the malevolence of the old woman. When she died, they died with her. Perhaps the humans they resembled will rest quietly now.
The secret of the devil doll is as old as man. It is lost now, but it will be found again. Then, once again, you will hear the dance of the devil doll.
So runs tonight's tale of the unusual, the terrifying, the unknown. Join us again when next we journey down the corridors of the Hall of Fantasy to hear another strange tale of the supernatural. All characters and events portrayed in these programs are fictional, and any similarity to actual events or persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental.
Hall of Fantasy from 1958. Now let's drop in on Bob and Ray.
Questions again from the folks here in the studio with us. Questions about the Bob and Ray show.
I have one.
I think also that it would be nice that if
I have a question.
we recognize you, so go ahead.
My name is Ray Golding. So that's
wait.
a coincidence.
No, come on.
It is.
We want your right name.
That's my right name.
And we want your affiliation. For instance, if we call upon you, sir, you would stand up and say, I'm Frank McGee, NBC News,
I'm Ray
New York.
Golding, Finley Quality Network.
Now,
And I just wanted
All
to
right.
know,
Go ahead.
can I leave before the broadcast is over, or are we locked in?
we're not locking the studio. The only thing is that we would ask that you stay until the program is over.
Out of courtesy, huh?
Right, if you would. Okay, if not...
You can sit down, sir. Right, let me see if I can do any better with someone. You told me, sir, you had an interesting question before we went on the air. Would you stand, identify yourself, your affiliation, and then give us the question?
Frank McGee, NBC News, New York. I'd like to ask this question. Is Mary McGoon really like the way she acts on the show? In other words, is she really like that in real life?
I don't know how you could possibly think that she isn't. All of our staff, of course, is just like a big family. Frank?
There's no sham attached to any of these wonderful people.
She's just as sweet and has the same quick smile and generosity that she displays on the air, off the air. If you met her down in the lobby or, well, anywhere, in a restaurant, she would be as warm and vivacious as she appears here on our show.
I think, Bob, also, and this would be of interest to you, Frank, that she is a wonderful conversationalist. She has a fund of knowledge, and she's witty about it. You could talk to Mary for hours and hours, and let me assure you, never be bored.
There's nothing phony about her. There's no false veneer that she puts forth just for radio.
Plenty of heartache in her life, and has gone on the air with serious problems, and yet nobody has ever known it.
No, I can never remember her saying a harsh word to anybody or raising her voice, as a matter of fact.
Never. Bob and myself, yes, we have from time to time blown up on the air.
But as far as Mary Magoon goes, well...
There is nothing F-O-N-Y, phony.
P-H-O-N.
Oh, about Mary.
So we have that tape, John, just to prove this. Somebody, we didn't have time to do it ourselves, but I think Webley Webster made a tape in the lounge before we went on the air.
I'm all set to play the tape that shows how Mary is as sweet and as even-tempered as you gentlemen say.
And she didn't know this was being recorded, right?
She did not. It was taped this morning.
Good. Well, would you play that, please, for us?
Hello?
What? What's the matter, Mary?
It's the third time I've asked you to get your overtime slip.
Well, you don't have to yell at me for it. I'll get the overtime slip.
Well, if you'd listened the first time around,
I hear everything the first time around, and so does everybody else around here.
I'm sick and tired of you using the phone here for private business.
Dry up.
Quiet, Tex.
Quiet, will you, gang? I'm trying to read here. I got a book
to go on the air. I've got a
dry up, Winston. You're a pest. You're all... Get out. Everybody out. Stay out. Come back tomorrow.
We couldn't hear that tape here in the studio, but I'm sure it does answer your question, Frank. And
Why don't you come back afterwards, Frank, and we'll play it for you.
Now Bing Crosby and his guest, Jack Benny, from 1953.
When the blue of the night meets the gold of the day, someone way.
Welcoming you to the Bing Crosby Show, brought to you by the General Electric Company, makers of famous, dependable kitchen and home laundry appliances. Produced and transcribed in Palm Springs, California, with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Judd Collins of the Mares, and Bing's guest, Mr. Jack Benny. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from sun-drenched Palm Springs, we bring you our half-baked crooner, Mr. Bing Crosby.
Ken. Yeah? I don't know if I like that half-baked. Couldn't you have said parboiled half-baked? Sounds a little callow, a little gauche. Say, is Jack Benny really? Is he on the program tonight?
Why, certainly. Bing, you remember Jack was at rehearsal this afternoon.
Well, I know he was, but I thought he just dropped by to get a renewal on my subscription to the Saturday Evening Post.
But don't you recall, every time you renew your subscription to the Post, Benny does a guest shot for you.
Oh, that's right. Now, he does quite a magazine business there, Jack. He's trying for a scholarship, you know.
For 15 years he's been working for a scholarship.
Well, not to attend college. He wants to buy one.
Oh, I see.
But, Ken, I want you to listen to this. I want to tell you something serious, in all honesty, too. Jack may have a lot of sidelines. We all know that. He's got little catch-penny schemes, little dodges of one kind or another, little capers. But primarily, Jack is an actor, and he's a great actor.
And he's a marvelous comedian.
He's sensational. You just take his last television show, for instance. It was just thrilling.
It's a riot.
Hilarious. As a matter of fact, I think it was the greatest television show I have ever been associated with.
But you weren't on Benny's program.
No.
What do you mean it's the greatest television show you were ever associated with?
I watched it. Oh. You know, we viewers are important on television, too.
Well, definitely. Then you do watch television, huh, Bing?
Like a Hindu flute player watches a cobra.
Continually on guard, huh?
Ain't gonna bite me, that thing.
You can't hold out forever. Come on now, fess up. When are you going to go on television?
Just as soon as I get enough gumption to drag my derriere out of that easy chair.
Well, you have a point there.
That's a point.
Oh, bluntly, no.
Ken, to relieve your mind, I'm going to tell you something. Next fall, I'm going to try a TV show.
Oh, great. What sort of an idea do you have for it, Bing?
Well, you know the program Arthur Godfrey and His Friends?
Arthur Godfrey and His Friends, very big.
Well, I figured to do a show something like that, you know. I'm going to call my program, though, Bing Crosby and His Enemies.
Bing, you have no enemies.
Don't worry, Ken. If my program's a hit, plenty of people will hate me.
That's life for
Starting
you.
with hope. What'd you say?
I said that's life for you.
Don't mention life, Ken. This week we're concentrating on the Saturday Evening Post.
Sorry. I know, Bing. Your life story starts in the Post this week, doesn't it?
That's right. The first of 8 installments. Boy, will people be sick of me by the time that series is finished. But we got to get along with an opening selection here, Ken. I've got a little thing. It's a ditty that the Mills Brothers revived recently. Got some new and smart lyrics by the great Johnny Mercer. Thing called the Glowworm. Of course, this is a General Electric glowworm. Light up, will you, John Scott? Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Lead us lest too far we wander. Love's sweet voices calling yonder. Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Light the path below, above. Glow, little glowworm, glow.
Glow, little glowworm, fire, fire. Glow like an incandescent wire. Glow for the female of the species. Turn on the AC and the DC. This night could use a little brightening. Light up, you little old bug of lightning. Light the path below above and lead us on to love.
Little glowworm, glow and glimmer, swim through the sea of night, little swimmer. Thou aeronautical boll weevil, illuminate yon woods primeval. See how the shadows deepen, darken. You and your chick should get on to some sparkin'. When you gotta glow, when you gotta glow. Glow, little glowworm, glow, 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 little glowworm, turn the key on. You are equipped with taillight neon. You got a cute vest pocket Mazda, and you can make it slow or faster. I don't know who you took a shine to, or who you're out to make a sign to. So little glowworm, put on a show. Ba-ba. Glow, little glowworm, put on a show. Glow, little glowworm, glow. See another little glowworm approaching. There's a 100-watt gleam in Ken Carpenter's eye as he comes near the microphone.
Ma'am, GE's all-electric kitchen includes refrigerator, range, dishwasher, garbage disposal, and storage cabinets. Yet the whole shebang costs you only about $47.20 a month after a small down payment. You can start enjoying life with a General Electric all-electric kitchen right now and pay for it over a 3-year period.
And your specialist in GE kitchen design, a cooperative and talented lad, will style your kitchen for you without charge. He'll plan it for looks, for efficiency, and for convenience.
Say if you're buying or building a home, plan a General Electric all-electric kitchen right in it. In most places, you can include the cost right in your long-term mortgage.
And your GE dealer's the bright-eyed lad to see. Ankle along to his emporium soon, huh? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present our guests for this evening. The internationally famous comedian, violinist, bon vivant, and playboy, Mr. Jack Benny.
Well, thank you, Bing, for that lovely introduction, but I'm such a sneak, I had no idea you knew I was a playboy. I am, though.
You are?
Yes, in fact, I was thrown out of the Chi-Chi bar twice for dancing too close.
You're kidding me. I know all about you, Jack. I could have sung your praises much more extravagantly, in that introduction, but we did devote quite a bit of conversation to you up earlier in the program. I didn't want to...
Well, that's the kind of stuff people are interested in, I guess.
I was just telling Ken Carpenter how much I enjoyed your most recent television show. It was absolutely wonderful.
It was?
Whole country's talking about it, Jack. As a matter of fact, I think it overshadowed the presidential inauguration.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, because I like Ike.
Well, don't we all? But, Jack, I really think that your TV show topped the inauguration on the TV. I do.
And you notice I worked bareheaded,
I noticed
too.
That.
I didn't put on my Hamburg.
You're very brave, I must say. I just can't stop, though, Jack. I just keep on wherever I go, gushing over that show. I'm not boring you, am I?
Heavens, no. Go on, gush.
What I'm getting at, of course, that was a great show, but all your television shows are great. I never miss one of them.
You know, Bing, since you're so nice, I'm going to do something for you that I've never done for anyone in my life.
What's that, Jack?
Well, on my next television show, Sunday, February 22nd...
Yes?
I'm going to wave at you.
Oh, George. Will you really?
Yes, sir.
Well, now, don't you forget to wave, because I'm going to invite a lot of people over to the house to watch the show. And when you wave at me, I'm going to stand up and wave right back at
you. What a schmo.
What'd you say?
I said it's a nice show.
Oh.
But I'll tell you, Bing, I don't know whether you've got me on the right day. I'm just not myself today.
What?
I'm worried. I have a problem. You see, my birthday is only 2 days away.
I hope you make it.
I've been making it for some time now, But what I mean, Bing, is that my birthday is just 2 days off, and I'm worried sick about my surprise birthday party.
Well, what are you doing, worrying about a surprise party?
I don't think anybody's going to give me one.
See, I got a brilliant thought. This is really a good idea. Maybe we could get someone to throw you a big party in the starlight patio of the El Mirador Hotel, huh?
But, Bing, that's Palm Springs' newest and swankiest hotel.
Jack, nothing but the best for you. Why don't you talk to Ray Ryan over there? He's one of the owners, a great fella. I'm sure he'll toss you a big party.
Bing, I've met Mr. Ryan, but I don't think he'd give me a party at the El Mirador.
Well, why not?
Because he threw me and my magazines out of the lobby this morning.
You ought to know better, Jack, than to hustle in the lobby of the El Mirador. They got a big magazine stand right there.
I know. I tell you, it's discouraging. Now, I'd like to get the money for my scholarship together and go to college while I can still play football.
No more platoon sisters,
But, Bing, since Mr. Ryan is such a good friend of yours, I wish you'd do me a favor.
Well, gladly. What is it?
Well, I wish you'd drop by the hotel and see him and pick up my order book there. In all the excitement this morning, I dropped it.
Well, I'll certainly do that, Jack. I'll get your order book.
And also, while you're in there, would you check the lost and found and see if they have a Papermate pen?
Oh, did you dropped your pen, too?
No, but if they have one, I could use it.
I'll see if they have two, Jack.
What a cheap guy.
We could start a club.
Both of us, yes.
But I don't want to be carping or captious, Jack, but I should think that after all the nice things I've said about your work on television tonight, you know I have.
Yeah.
You could have mentioned my work in pictures,
Well, that's rather a tender subject with me, Bing. You see, I haven't made a picture of myself in 4 or 5 years.
Why not?
Nobody asked me.
Well, let's drop you for a moment, then. Did you happen to see a current Paramount Technicolor extravaganza entitled The Road to Bali?
Oh, yes. I mean, I've seen The Road to Bali.
What did you think of it?
Well, I enjoyed it very much, considering the fact that I haven't made a picture in 4 or 5 years.
Don't be bitter.
I'm not bitter, but, you know, Bing, I worked very hard in the cinema, and nothing ever happened with me.
That's true.
Yes. What? Of course, Bing, I think my trouble in movies was that I was always trying to win an Academy Award.
Yeah.
You know, I was too conscientious. I was always out to win that Oscar. Then I finally realized that no comedian has ever won the Academy Award. I don't know, it always goes to dramatic actors like Ronald Colman and Jimmy Stewart and Laurence Olivier and Frederick March. You know, in order to win the Academy Award, you've got to do a picture that has absolutely no laughs in it at all.
Well, your last one darn near made it.
Bing, don't try to cheer me up. And let's forget about the movies, Bing. Let's talk about my birthday. Now, if you're not going to give me a party, you're certainly going to give me a present, aren't you?
Well, why should I?
Well, your brother Bob is getting me something. He's giving me a very expensive gift.
Better. He's working for you.
Why, let me ask you something. Refusing to buy me a present.
Why are you worrying about gifts?
Because on my birthday, I'd like to open up something besides my mail and my big mouth.
I'll tell you what I'll do for you, Jack. Wait a minute. I'll come up with a birthday gift for you. I absolutely will. If you'll tell me exactly how old you're going to be on February 14th.
I'll tell you gladly. You know how I've always kidded Bing about my age? Mm-hmm. You know, all the years I said I was 39.
Yeah.
Of course, that was just a gag, you know.
I expect
you know what I mean, 39. So silly, you know. Now I can really tell the truth, you know. Just so happens that this coming birthday I will really be 39.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah. But, Bing, the way you look, you don't believe me.
The way you look, I can't.
But, Bing, look at the suntan I have.
Oh, but, Jack, let's face it. There's old suntan and there's young suntan.
You know, I thought of that while I was shaving this morning and nearly cut my throat.
Oh, you shouldn't let it worry you, Jack. Laugh it off. It's nothing.
Oh, it's easy for you to say it's nothing. You're just a kid.
Well, his eyes are gone. We know that. But to get back to your present, Jack, I must know exactly how old you are before I give it to you.
Quit stalling. I told you I'm going to be 39.
Okay. Bring out the birthday cake, Ken.
Birthday cake?
Yep.
For little me?
Little birthday cake. There you are, Jack.
Oh, it's beautiful. Pink frosting with blue writing.
Yes, the blue writing just matches your eyes.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah. And say, what are those cute green candles on there?
Jack, those aren't candles. Those are 39 brand new $1 bills, each rolled up and stuck in the cake.
$1 bills?
Give me the matches, Ken.
Are you crazy?
Jack, that's the whole idea of the ceremony. We're going to light those $39 bills, and you're going to blow them out.
Wait, I never blew $39 in my life. Just give me my cake, that's all. Give me the cake. Thanks, Ken. I'll deposit it in the morning. And Bing, this is a wonderful birthday present. How did you ever think of it?
Oh, it's very simple, Jack. You said you were 39 years old, so I gave you $39.
Bing.
That's that.
Bing boy. Would you like to know how old I'm really going to be?
No, Jack. I don't like to pry into anyone's personal affairs. Happy birthday.
Boy, if I'd have told the truth, I'd have walked out of here loaded.
Bing, this is the age of speed. Speed, speed, and more speed.
I don't have to be clairvoyant to see that we're about to propel headlong into the speed-cooking delight of General Electric's great airliner range.
That's right, Bing. This GE Marvel has General Electric's new speedy Calrod surface cooking units. One of them's even a super speed unit. Proved the fastest home electric cooking unit by independent laboratory tests of 5 leading makes. Another converts into a deep well thrift cooker.
And what is so fabulous is the fact that the whole operation is accomplished with the flick of a pinky. For with GE airliner range, Madam cooks by push-button controls. Hey, Ken, leave us a gape, will you? Will a description of the awesome acreage of the airliner's wonderful oven?
Oh, it's a giant master oven, Bing. Big enough to cook a meal for 18 people all at once, or the biggest turkey you'll buy. And there's an automatic oven timer, so you can toss the groceries into the oven and then whisk yourself off to the matinee. And maybe best of all, a GE airliner range really keeps your kitchen clean.
Ah, yes. And let me tell you something, friends. Your eyebrows will go up and down like twin Otises when you hear the price of this speed cooking marvel. Yep, the recommended retail price is only $309.95. Gaze upon this GE gem at your General Electric dealers pronto, huh? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure indeed to present our violin soloist of the evening.
What? What'd you say?
Oh, Jack, I was just announcing our violin soloist.
Oh, Bing, it's not necessary to announce me.
Well, it certainly isn't, because you are not our violin soloist.
You're kidding, of course.
Not at all, Jack. You see, we have a regular featured violinist on the show, a fellow named Joe Venuti.
Oh, Venuti?
Yeah.
Oh, he's very good.
I think so.
I don't.
One thing about you, Jack, you're honest.
I don't know. I think I'm a heel.
Yeah, but you're an honest heel. Now,
well, that's hard to do, you know.
Here is our violin virtuoso, Mr. Joe Venuti. I can't see who's here. Hi, Joe.
Is this the place?
Yes, sir. This is indeed the place, Joe, and I have a rare treat in store for you. I want you to meet Jack Benny.
Jack Benny?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do?
I bow to the master.
What's your selection for tonight, Joe?
My selection tonight is Body and Soul.
Oh, a beautiful number.
This is a special arrangement for violin, cowbell, and electric razor.
This I must hear. Go right ahead, Joe. Grazie, Giuseppe. Molto bene. That was very frothy, very lacy.
Bing, what do you think Jack Benny asked me just before the show?
How much money he was getting?
No, it wasn't that. Jack said, Ken, why are so many people talking about the great new 1953 General Electric Roto-Cold refrigerator?
Oh, yes. He knows what side his paycheck is buttered on.
He certainly does. Anyway, Bing, I said, well, Jack, this is GE's new Roto-Cold refrigerator with automatic defrosting. It's a fact. You never have to defrost this refrigerator ever.
I trust Jack evinced a commendable concern over GE's famous Roto-Cold, Ken?
Oh, indeed he did. And I informed him how wonderfully that Roto-Cold protects food, keeps it safer, fresher, longer. And I told him that the capacity is greater now than ever before. Why, the full-width freezer alone holds up to 48 packages of frozen foods. And there are door shelves and a handy swing basket for extra storage space for small items.
Ken, knowing how snug Jack is with a buck, it seems inevitable that he must have approached the delicate subject of price.
Oh, sure. And I just said, why, Jack, this great 1953 General Electric Roto-Cold refrigerator will only cost you about $3.94 a week after a small down payment.
My friends, if you want to make refrigerator talk, your General Electric dealer is the man for you. See him tomorrow, huh? I guess this song just had to be a great song, inasmuch as two of the greatest songwriters in the business collaborated on it, Hoagie Carmichael and Frank Lesser. Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do madly, because you held me tight and stole a kiss in the night. Heart and soul, I beg to be adored, lost control, and tumbled overboard gladly. That magic night we kissed, there in the moon mist. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before were mine so strangely willing. But now I see what one embrace can do. Look at me, it's got me loving you madly. That little kiss you stole held all my heart and soul. Thank you very much. Folks, that represents our closer for tonight. My thanks to Jack Benny, Lucky Strike, for guesting with us this evening. Folks, before I shove off, I'd like to tell you a little story about Jack. This is a true yarn. Happened the other day. I was out at the Tamarisk Golf Club. Jack strolled into the bar. I asked him if he'd like to have a drink, and he said that he wasn't thirsty, but would it be all right if he ordered a golf ball?
That's right, Bing. You had a Hawaiian punch, and I had a Spalding dot.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Jack. Folks, remember General Electric dependability. You can't see it, but it's there in every single GE appliance you buy. You can put your confidence in General Electric. Good night, and thank you very, very much.
Show for General Electric was produced and transcribed in Palm Springs, California by Bill Morrow and Murdo McKenzie. Tune in next week and hear Bing and his guests, Miss Joanne Gilbert and Joe Venuti. Folks, if a fellow needs a helping hand, he knows that he can call on his local YMCA for guidance and counsel. That's the YMCA's job, helping anyone, regardless of their race, color, or religion, young or old, extending a welcome hand to all who enter the portals of the more than 1,500 YMCAs here in the United States or in 76 other nations around the globe. Contribute to your YMCA so that your Y may continue to be of service to you.
This is the CBS Radio Network. KCBS and KCBS.
You have been listening to the Radio Theater Channel Weekly Download. Check out our continuous stream at www.otrlisten.com. And join us next week for another Radio Theater Channel Weekly Download.